and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a footpod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a footpod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a footpod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a footpod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, no Victoria today. It's just me climbing 500 metres with you guys today. Hello, Remlock Music, Clive Finnimore, Steve Milne. Remlock over on Twitch says Baba Booey. That's nice, I like it. And so yeah, we're doing the Film My Run 500. We've got 4.2 kilometres to run, but we're going to walk the first few hundred metres and get used to the incline. So we set our incline to 12%, and we are away. So Ed Hager is speeding off into the distance. Whether he's at 12% or not, I have no idea. Monica is with us. Hello, Monica. Clive Finnimore, Seb, Ryan Perring's joined us. Hello, Ryan. Nice to have you with us. Amy Green's here. Tina Beard, good morning, gang. Right, I'm going to put my treadmill up to 12. Let me just talk to everybody. Okay, yeah, oh, that's not right. It's all going weird. Oh, I seem to not be able to talk into my iPod, which is a bit weird. Let's try opening it up again. Right, and now it's not connecting. That's a bit odd. Okay, here we go. Okay, everyone. Let's get that treadmill up to 12% incline. Hi, Amy. Jonathan Cost says good morning. You got to join us on one of these, Jonathan. One day, I'll get you on here. So it looked like we weren't going to have many people today, but lots of people have suddenly joined at the last minute. They all got out of bed and thought, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Most of you know the score by now. But for any newcomers, this is not a race and it is not a cardio session. So your heart rate should be fairly comfortable throughout. Hey, Ryan, we won last night. We won. Liverpool actually won a match last night. So, you keep your opinions to yourself this morning. We did all right last night. Quarter-finals of the Champions League. It's our only chance this season for anything vaguely decent from the season. Apologies for talking about football. We will start a gentle jog from the next arch. The key thing about this session is we go up onto our toes. So all the work is done by our calf muscles and quadriceps. Through the magic of television, I will be able to see if you drop onto your heels. I won't, but don't tell them. I won't be able to see that at all. It's just total guesswork. Jonathan Cost says, I had my COVID jab on Monday. The Vauxhall AstraZeneca version. I've never heard that before. I like it. And it knocked me for 6, just getting better now. Okay. Vauxhall AstraZeneca. I like it. They should release one, shouldn't they? In conjunction with Oxford AstraZeneca, Vauxhall should release it. Mind you, do Vauxhall still exist anymore? I don't think they do they? Vauxhall don't make cars anymore. Yeah, I haven't been invited for my COVID jab yet. But I see it's over 55s that are getting it at the moment. So I'm not that old yet. Okay, we're going to start running shortly. So we are all now used to the incline. Let's increase the pace and get running. .5 kilometers per hour for the rest of this kilometer. Let's get up on those toes, onto the balls of your feet. Okay. Short strides. There is no let up now until the end. We just get faster. Game is to keep your heart rate under 150 beats per minute. Apparently Jonathan says the Pfizer vaccine doesn't have the same level of side effects, apparently. Yeah, not that you have a choice. I think you just go to the vaccination centre and get what you're given, don't you? Be the Tortoise says good morning. Jeff says hi Tina. Tina says hi Jeff. Tina says morning Jonathan, how are you? I've got yet another cup of cold coffee next to me, which will be even colder by the time we finish this. Why haven't we got the lights on? There we go. I do like a bit of strip lighting. I'm trying to work out whether to do something tonight or not. Because I'm actually not feeling too bad now. Legs are vastly improved. Still got a little bit of a pull in my hamstring, but other than that, I feel okay. What's this nice conversation? What have I offended people? What have I said? What have I said? London, okay, London, Run the World's London tonight, apparently. Okay, 7 o'clock tonight, London. Let's do that then, nice and easy. Okay, I'm not running fast at all. I'm still going very slowly. Tina, I will join Clive's lunchtime run one day, but it kind of just doesn't fit into my working day. I like to run in the evening. And Monica says 12% incline is offensive. Monica, we know you love it. Yeah, nice and steady, Clive. Yeah, I will join the lunchtime one, but it kind of, for me, I run in the morning and I run in the evening, and the day is for work. I do, I edit videos or I write blog articles or tidy the house or whatever I have to do. And a run in the middle of the day breaks that up too much for me. Unless, of course, it's something particular, like, you know, the Eddie Izzard thing was obviously it was a thing we had to do. Well, we didn't have to, but, you know, we committed to it, and so we went for it. Yeah, working day, work with inverted commas, Jeff. Jonathan Cost says, I'm probably just a wimp. Why? Oh, because of the side effects. Yeah, and point of note, says Jonathan. Yeah, I know, alright. I may well suffer side effects as well. I'm a bit of a wimp. But I promise one day I will join for the 5k. Obviously, I'll certainly join the first time you get the shirts. When we get the Eddie Izzard shirts, I'll definitely join for that run. And obviously, I want to advertise Clive's run as well, so I should join it just for that sake. But I think let's get it on the calendar, and then yeah, I'll definitely do it then, just to give it some promotion. Right, 100 metres to go, and then we'll speed up a bit. I think we are planning on making this Thursday event 1,000 metres from July. From a purely selfish perspective, we have a big run in September. Okay, up to 6 kilometers per hour now. Let's step it up a bit. If I can remember, Jonathan, if I can remember to do that, I will, because even though the nurses will look at me like I'm an idiot, I will be laughing my head off inside. And comedy, for me, is quite often just about making myself laugh. As long as I can make myself laugh, then it's funny. Everyone else can be dumbfounded or shocked or look at me like I'm an idiot. As long as I'm laughing, that's fine. Right, we've done 1 kilometre. We're bobbing along quite nicely. Legs are all right. Feeling good. Of course, I forgot everyone's watching. This live stream regularly gets 7 billion viewers. Do you know what? I'm sure Paul Deering, right, just sits there quietly, watching every stream I do, just waiting for a moment to earn £1. Don't you, Paul? Or he just sits there, he doesn't say anything, he sits in the background and he just waits, he waits to earn £1. It's not happening, Paul. Give up on it. It's not going to happen. Steve Milne is wondering which one he will get first. Will he get his COVID jab or his new treadmill? The two are, of course, synonymous. They should probably come together in the pack. You'll get your treadmill, and inside the treadmill pack will be a COVID jab, which enables you to run on the treadmill. Right, Monica's asking what everyone's marathon PR is. I don't know why she's asking that. That's a strange thing to ask anyone. Okay, right. Jonathan Cost says, Paul, the other day Stephen suggested that he and his new 100-mile chums get together for an in real life run. There was no mention of us, his long-standing mates. Oh, I feel so bad. Well, actually, right, okay, so let's just address this then. Now, long-standing mates. I have to say, I have known Jeff Partridge for many years. I have run races with Jeff. So Jeff is a longer-standing old ultra buddy. Now, Amy and Clive, yes, admittedly more recent buddies. This is true. However, I really felt at the weekend that we went through something together, and it was kind of an emotional thing for me. I feel like when I did the 100 last year, it was great, it was lots of fun, but I did it on my own. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to do it on my own. I didn't invite anybody else. I just went for it to see if I could do it. But this one was more special. And I felt like the three of us, the four of us, had this connection, and yeah, I know. Ryan says I'm a soppy bugger, but it was kind of emotional, and I'd really like for us to do something together in real life. Now, that is not to diss any of you guys who have been watching this stream and who I've met before in other situations, and who I've talked to. I mean, Jonathan, I know we've talked, and Paul, we've talked and chatted on here for a long, oh God, I don't even know how long it is. Over 2 years, is it now? And you know, I've posited this idea of having a UK get together at some point when all the restrictions are lifted, that we have a Zwift Runners UK live meetup. Whether we do it as like a conference, like where we have a meet up and have people talking, and then we go out for an, or whether we just do it much more relaxed and just all meet up at a hotel, go for a run and have a meal or something. But I'd really like us to do that. So there we are. Jeff Partridge has something in his eye. Yeah, it's probably just an eyelash or something. Jeff, just wipe it out there, you'll be fine. Tina Beard says, this is great. The sun is shining. The chat on here is hilarious. What do you mean it's hilarious? I'm being emotional. I'm letting my heart out to you guys here. This is not hilarious. This is not a joke. I'm being serious and talking to you about my deep emotional issues. Hilarious. How rude. And Paul Deering says, I spent Saturday wishing I had done the 100 up until about 4 p.m. when everyone's mood turned a little dark. Yes. Oh, yes. Especially Amy. Amy went very quiet with about 3 hours to go. She was not a happy girl. And Clive had his low a little bit earlier. And Clive was actually, I think he was not too bad. I mean, obviously, absolutely shattered, but yeah, but Amy was not happy, and I just wanted it done by, wow, well, just once we got over 100k, I was really feeling it, and I kind of forced myself to have a bit of energy around 120k, and then I burned myself out again. Right, Jonathan says, hotel, run, and evening meal sounds great. Yeah. Okay, Tina said she started all this she wrote all that before I started the soppy stuff. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, let's do. Now the thing is, whether we have time to organise it this year or whether it has to wait till next year, I don't know. I mean, I suppose we could do it this year. Just have to find a spare weekend when I'm not running. But and it probably needs to be somewhere in the Midlands, doesn't it? So people like Clive and Jeff and Jason Mitchell down in Cornwall and Ryan Perring don't have massive distances to travel. And same for people who might want to come from up north as well. So yeah, it probably needs to be somewhere in the Midlands. We'll go to Amy's house for the day, shall we? That's what we'll do. We'll all go to Amy's house for the day. I'm sure her husband won't mind. Right, Ryan Perring says the Midlands isn't a massive distance. I guess once you get to Exeter and get on the M5, you're good, aren't you? Right, 6.5. Let's go. 6.5 kph. Let's go. Keep up on those toes, you lazy lot. Oh my God, did you see that? Yes. I don't know if any of you have seen it. Somebody posted a video of Florian Nuschwander running on this massive treadmill at the HP Cosmo headquarters in Germany. I don't know if you've seen it. Lee Burshot said we could use that massive HP Cosmo treadmill and we could all run together. If you start to find it very difficult, stay on your toes but reduce the incline. Right, where are we up to with the chat here? Jeff Partridge says everywhere is close to South Gloucestershire. That is true, actually. Everywhere is close to South Gloucestershire because, of course, it only exists in our minds. And wherever we go, in our head, South Gloucestershire is always with us. There, looking at us like a sad, lonely, non-existent county of the UK. Thank you very much. Yeah, Jonathan has seen that video. Yeah, go and have a look at the Zwift Runners Facebook page and scroll down, you'll come across this video of Florian. And you know Florian is the guy who recently beat the 100 kilometre treadmill world record. And yeah, really cool video of him running on this enormous treadmill. And when I say enormous, it is literally 10 metres wide by 10 metres deep. It's a huge thing. But I bet it doesn't connect to Bluetooth to Zwift. Jeff Partridge reckons I've been on the caffeine again. I'm always on the caffeine, Jeff. I've got a cup of coffee next to me. I've had 3 already this morning. I'm wired, buddy. Actually, to be honest, I drink so much coffee that it probably doesn't have the same effect on me. Steve Milne has been to Gloucester. He says Gloucester services, as in motorway services, are the best in the country. They do a great cooked breakfast. Yeah, but have you been to South Gloucestershire services? What's his 80 miles per hour? Oh, you mean the fastest it goes? Is that what it goes to? My God. I don't think anybody would be running on that at that speed. A big drop of... Oh, I should do that actually. Big drop of ride-ons for everyone there. I'll do it as well. My heart rate is 141, cadence 166.
Right on!
Oh, thank you, Jenny T. My new friend, Jenny T, who's a very, very good runner, very quick runner. Clive Finnemore's heart rate is 125, but same cadence as me, so nice short strides, on your toes, little steps. Ryan Perring, 123 beats per minute. No idea on cadence, he says. Well, let's all count together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how fast my feet are going. Seb, how's your cadence? Because I was suggesting to you last time that you speed up your cadence, slow down, make your stride length shorter, and speed up your steps per minute. Monica Bernhover says, when is the US meetup? So, the US meetup, we need to get Jordan Maddox to organise that. Jordan is in Utah, and I'm sure at some point he could organise you guys in the US to meet up somewhere. He's the man who he joins our meetings with Zwift HQ it's now a monthly basis. We used to do it every 2 weeks, but there aren't enough updates for us to have bi-weekly meetings. So yeah, we meet now every month with HQ, and Jordan is one of the runners. He organises the oh God, what's it called? Oh, it's gone out of my head now. Dusk Patrol. He organises Dusk Patrol, which is a pretty fast 1 hour run. But yeah, he's the person who needs to sort it out. Or, yes, you can come to the UK, Kim and Monica, absolutely. Jeff Partridge says, this is a right test of my multitasking skills. On a conference call at the same time as watching and typing on here. It's a good job I'm not running too, he says. That is multitasking. Jonathan Cost says, I once flew over South Gloucestershire and temporarily disappeared from the radar. Well, this is true, you know. There are rumours that, let me just say this quietly. There are rumours that Jeff is an alien, that South Gloucestershire is in fact part of a fourth dimension. He believes, don't tell him, he believes he's a human living in the human world on Earth. But in fact, South Gloucestershire, it's like a Bermuda Triangle of the UK. It doesn't exist in this world. You've heard of the multiverse theory of creation? That there are multiple universes. Somehow, this area of the UK exists somewhere else in a different plane. And so that's why Jonathan disappeared from the radar temporarily. And there are ongoing investigations about this, and we'll continue. I'll let you know what news I find in the future, but just don't tell Jeff, because psychologically that can mess people up if they realise. You know, if you die and you go to heaven and you don't realise you're dead, that kind of thing. Mum's the word, says Jonathan. Monica says her dogs refuse to run on a 12% incline. Well, fair enough, they're sensible. They are sensible creatures. Why go up a hill when you don't have to? Okay, we're nearly at 3 kilometres now. Yeah, 3 kilometres. Aaron thinks I've lost it. I'm just aware, Aaron, of the fact that we're not alone here. There's more to life than Zwift. There is more to life than Zwift. There are places beyond here that exist. Maybe only in our imagination. But maybe, just maybe, in another real world dimension that we have yet to access. I have had too much coffee, haven't I, to be honest? Yeah, fair enough. Running avatars, hooray! Okay, folks, you are doing well. Keep it going for this last kilometre. Clive, Zwift is the real world, he says. Clive, Zwift is the only world as far as you're concerned. You, Simon Funnell, and Marcus Holmes, I don't think you actually realise the outside exists. Actually, that isn't true, because I've seen photos of you in the outside. Oh, Ryan, don't tell me you're going to do something stupid. Andrew Cutmore says, good morning, Stephen. Did I hear you say that the Noble Pro is already at 1%? Yes. As far as I can see, my Noble Pro is already at 1% default. So when I turn it up to 1% on the treadmill, it's actually at 2%. And I know Jeff has a Noble Pro, and he did the 100 with us, and he says that the incline, the elevation that it was transmitting was not correct. So I need to look into that. Monica says, at 5 a.m. Zwift is the only world. Yeah, well, that's true enough. Yeah, Jeff says his is closer to 2%. Gosh. Okay. I think it may be a case of putting some blocks under the back of the treadmill to get it to 0. So less than a kilometre of the whole run to go now. And everyone's doing great, but I am well over 150 BPM now, because I'm talking so much. I am talking so much, my heart rate is already well over 150. Ryan, what are you doing? Are you running on after this? Are you climbing a bit further? Yes, Aaron. Yes, Andrew, that's right. It does feel more difficult to run on because you are already running at between 1 and 2% incline before you've started. Amy, I reckon you should persuade your dad to get you a my run. Well done. Oh, Ryan, amazing. Good job, buddy. If anyone wants to carry on, Ryan is going to 1,000 metres. Yes, Sebastian's at 160 BPM now. Amy, persuade your dad to buy the Right, Jeff Partridge says that means my 100 miler was harder than Stephen's. It does. Jeff, honestly, if you ran that 100 on the Noble Pro, yeah, you were doing harder elevation than me, my friend. Okay, we're getting there now. We're getting 600 metres to go to the end of the run, 4 minutes. Is anyone in pain? Okay, well, Amy, just put a couple of blocks or like a metal bar underneath the treadmill at the back to raise it up a bit. Yes, Andrew, if you're comparing the Noble Pro to any bog standard treadmill, like you say, it's luxury. It's an absolute dream, and having that, I'll say it again, having that direct connection to Zwift makes life so much easier. We can forget about the arguments about how accurate it is. Just run and enjoy it. And work when you need to work hard, work hard. And that means getting your heart rate high. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about whether you've run 10 kilometres or 9.5 or 10.5 in the same run. Just run, enjoy it, work hard if you need to, and that's enough. That's enough. I am definitely sweating. Heart rate is 156, which is way higher than it usually is, but that's because I am talking a lot more today for some reason. Wired with caffeine. Okay, nearly there. Congratulations, everyone. Good workout. Fast as you like from the arch. but stay on those toes to the very end. Before long, your calf muscles will look like tanks. Carol's going to join us for the weekend marathon. Nice one. Okay, where do we go? Oh, Amy, you've got a problem now. Those beautiful slim legs that my wife used to have are now muscly, toned rocks of ultra running strength. You're falling into the trap, Amy. $100 meters to go. Well done, everybody. Amazing work. Yeah, so we'll be running the marathon on Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock UK time. But we'll see you before then for the Under Armour Run the Worlds event tonight. 7 p.m. Did you say it's London? I think it's London, Clive said. You are doomed, Amy, yes. Sorry about that.
Nice. Ride on.
Paul Deering, thanks for the ride on. And that's it, we're done. Cool, that was hard work. In the end. Keep going, Ryan. Well done. Keep going, Ryan. Great work. And that's it. We're done for another Film My Run 500. Honestly, every time I start that run, I'm like the rest of you guys. Every time I start that, I think this is going to be too easy, and I feel a bit worried for people that they'll think it's too easy. But you know, without sounding big-headed, I'm not unfit. I'm fit, and that session, if you do it properly, you will work. You will work. By the end of that, you will feel like you've worked hard. So all these people who just sprint off, well, you know, if they're doing 12% elevation, then they're going to either shatter themselves out very early, or their heart rate is going to be through the roof, which is not what the session's about. And if they are speeding off, then they're probably not doing the session as written, i.e. they're not on their toes. If you do the session as written, if you stay on your toes for the whole thing and do it as written, it's a workout. It's definitely a workout. I keep trying to justify this to people and to myself. And every time I finish, I realise that it's right. It is right. It's what it needs to be. Okay, do you know what? That is just me being self-conscious about the session that I've written and worrying that it's too easy for people. It's not too easy. It is right. Okay, that's it. We'll see you tonight for the Under Armour Run the Worlds run in London. I think Ryan says good for the calves. Somebody else up there who I can't see says I'm feeling it. Aaron Francis says I'm feeling it. Okay. Jonathan Cost said when he did it, he only managed 10%. Monica says it's incredibly hard. I think, and if it's incredibly hard, it's hard, therefore, to keep your heart rate low, isn't it? You should You know, if you're going to stay on your toes, then you need to reduce the incline to keep your heart rate from flying up. I don't mind it. I don't mind if it goes high at the end, but for the majority of the run, you need to have it low. You need to have it low down, so that you're concentrating on your legs rather than your cardiovascular system. Right, I'm off. I'm waffling too much. Take care, everybody. See you tonight, 7 o'clock. Under Armour, Run the Worlds. See you then. Bye bye.